Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. Well, we're going to get some video here and some pictures on the current status of the border crisis. Of course, they are not calling it that. They're just having a little extra influx of migrants. So let's play a couple of videos, make some comments. We're going to start. And before I get into the story here, I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my playlist and run through, watch a lot of the videos there. I'm trying to bring up my watch hours to 4,000, and it's a tough hustle. So I would really personally appreciate it. So let's check out what's going on.
Congressman Gonzalez said today that the Department of Homeland Security has increased the number of flights returning the migrants to their home country to at least 8.
To at least 8. Now, if I remember, there's like 300-400 going out a day. But there's over 100,000. So they're raising, this is the way it works. We went from 1% to 1.5%. So they don't tell you the percent. They just said, well, we've increased deportations by 50%. And that's the way the game is played.
Flights are set to start operating this coming week. However, he said an unknown number of migrants will be released into the United States while they wait for their immigration hearings.
Oh, I see. So let's put people that God knows what they have, including COVID. And we all know over 90-something% never show up for their court date, and they just disappear into the country. Isn't that interesting? Unbelievable. You know what? Those Biden voters out there that hated Donald Trump, well, maybe you ought to rethink your thinking and stop using your emotions to vote and use your brain.
The congressman also said that there are major food shortages in grocery stores, and restaurants have been asked to close early to make food for the camp. In addition, workers who usually commute from Mexico haven't been able to travel across the Del Rio International Bridge because it's been shut down. So there is now a labor shortage in the area.
Oh, great. So since Americans are getting all that free money, they can't find anybody to work the businesses on the U.S. side. So Mexicans have been coming over, and, good for them. If they do it legally and they have a green card or whatever the permits are to work, sure, no problem. But now they can't even do that. So they've exasperated the shortage system. Stores are running out in restaurants that finally people can get out and enjoy themselves. They're closing early to feed the migrants who, take a wild guess who's paying that bill? The U.S. taxpayers. Only a Democrat would call a lose-lose-lose situation a policy.
You say they don't have any support from the president, Kamala Harris, who is the border czar, or the border chief.
Yeah, we would like to hear this actually get called what it is, which is a crisis. It is a border crisis. It's a humanitarian crisis. It's a health crisis. And it's a security crisis right now. So yeah, it would be great to have some support. And unfortunately, our town, our community, our citizens, and our agents, our DPS, our troops, nobody's getting that support.
Support? No, you got to remember, these are poor people. And you're a racist. Those are people of color. And they're coming from desperate situations. I'm making light of that because they are. Here's the deal, you progressives and leftists out there. Economic hardship is not a prerequisite for asylum seeking. That is not one of the things that you seek asylum for. If that was the case, 1-2 billion people would be storming our border. No support for Border Patrol? No support for local law enforcement? Wow. That's a big shock.
Let's talk about that, because when I checked into my hotel last night, the lady at the reception desk, she lives here. She's concerned about the media covering this story the right way. She said, tell the truth. Tell what's happening in the town. It didn't just start right here. This has been going on for a long time. Talk about some of the experience at your house.
Well, we've had plenty of experiences. We've had everything from DPS pursuit that ended in a bailout. We had illegals running through the back end of our property towards our house. We've had illegals that are loading out off of our property. You can visually see them. You can hear the door slamming. You hear the two honks. We've had footprints from illegals, because there's nobody else on our property walking around at the middle of the night, underneath our daughter's bedroom windows. Recently, there was a group also recently that we chased from close to our back door. We chased them away from our house. And it's terrifying to realize that with so many resources here at this moment, things have been getting bad, but they're out of control at this moment, to where even if we needed to call, response time and being able to actually believe that someone's going to show up in a timely manner to help, God forbid something does happen, I'm not confident in that.
She's not confident in that. First of all, you call them illegals. They're migrants. You're racist. And they're just on your property. They're not bothering anything. And they were by your daughter's window. They meant no harm. They didn't want to do anything. They're just really good people trying to better their lives. Maybe that's true. That's besides the point. Besides the point. I mean, here you are, a young mother. Good thing is open carry, and they respect the Second Amendment in Texas. So, you screw with somebody's kids in Texas, prepare to get shot. Now, here's the thing here. I mean, look at this picture. And this is, I believe, from my checking, is on the U.S. side. Since they're not handing out tons of free shrimp and steak to everybody with the trimmings, napkins, juice, water, coffee, and maybe, if they're lucky, dessert. Since they're not getting that, they're going back across the border into Mexico to buy food. Okay, you have to eat, I get it. I don't want these people to starve to death, but they shouldn't be here. I'm sorry. They shouldn't be here. They're breaking U.S. laws. Tons of them. The list is like 30 of them. And they're going to release a whole bunch into the country and then come back on their court date. And we know that 90% or more don't show up. And what happens if they're caught in the country? Here's what happens. Nothing. And then they're turned loose again. And the cycle continues. And then, of course, some of them have children, and those children now are anchor babies, and the cycle continues. What's the goal? To have a permanent electorate in the United States that votes Democrat for the next 20 years. Don't let anybody kid you. That is the goal. Even if it tears down the country, they don't give a damn. And that's the way it is.
Have you seen any evidence of the Biden administration doing anything to help you guys out?
No, definitely. They're not helping out.
Did you see them start laughing right away? That's comical. I put that on there. Tourism is booming. These aren't migrants. They're tourists. Come on, racist.
I mean, we really do need the federal government to step in and handle this horrible situation on the border.
We have reiterated.
Now we're going to hear from the head of Homeland Security. And I put those pictures around him on purpose because he is going to tell these migrants, and if you're a racist, they're illegals, that they can't come here and we don't have an open border. Look at these pictures. Listen to this professional. Well, put it this way, is what the matador steps in when he leaves the ring. Artist.
That our borders are not open and people should not make the dangerous journey. Individuals and families are subject to border restrictions, including expulsion. Irregular migration poses a significant threat to the health and welfare of border communities and to the lives of the migrants themselves, and should not be attempted.
Now, well, that settles it. They're sitting around in Haiti or El Salvador or whatever they are down there, and the husband or the wife is watching cable news and sees that and hollers in, "Hey, honey, guess what? That Homeland Security said don't come. So I guess we can't go." Oh, man, I really wanted to go, but he gave us that really stern warning. And, boy, he looks like a really tough guy, and he really means it, so we better not go. I mean, this is what these people think. And here we have another. I'm beginning to think she's a cult member, honest to God. I know it's difficult, even for somebody that believes the nonsense that the Biden administration and these progressives believe. Inherently difficult mentally to continue to lie all the time, even if you think it's for a just cause. It plays tricks with your brain. It really does, honestly. Ask any psychologist. Now, she is so condescending, especially to Peter, I believe his name is Dooley, of Fox. And he asks fair questions, very fair questions. And her attitude is just so condescending. Like, I'm an elitist. I'm smarter than you. I have a lot more education than you. I know better. It just amazes me how these people have such wide and broad educations, very well educated, and can be this dumb.